going on YouTube? You're watching Eclipse Entertainment Presents. I'm your host, Eric Jones. Today we're talking about the Savage Access 2. Stay tuned. The Winchester 308 Savage Access 2 XP bolt action rifle is a fine piece of weaponry. With a 22-inch barrel and a 4-round box magazine accompanied with a factory-installed bore-sighted Bushnell 3-9 zoom by 40 scope makes this a perfect entry-level bolt action rifle for adults as well as young adults. With an ACCUTRIGGER technology that lets you adjust the trigger pull, with a clean black matte finish from the muzzle all the way down to the buttstock makes this rifle appealing to the eyes. Not to mention a carbon steel barrel that ensures accuracy after every shot. So why overspend on an entry-level 308 when you can spend the bare minimum and still get a great performance? The Savage Access 2 XP bolt action rifle. Stay tuned for the full review. This right here is your Savage Access 2 by Winchester. It's a 308. I purchased this on Cheaper Than Dirt for about $350. They just sent it to my nearest pawn shop provider, and then the pawn shop charged me $25 fee. Depending on what state you're in or pawn shop, they'll charge you whatever fee that may be. But yeah, I picked this up. I'm not a 308 guy. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be hard hitting and inaccurate and all that good stuff. But no, it was actually pretty accurate. Actually, it's really accurate. I take that back. And it does hit a bit hard, but it has a rubber buttstock here that we're gonna get into in a minute that helps decrease that feeling of impact on your shoulder. It came with the scope, which is a plus because you know, you purchase a rifle and you got to purchase the scope. That's more money. This came with the scope and the rifle for $350. And I have my own accessories here that I will dive in with the lower thirds on the bottom of the screen, so you can check those out and where to get those too as the video goes on. And let's go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna tell you my pros and cons on this rifle. All right, this is your Savage Access 2 XP. Winchester is the 308 model, like I said, and right here is your barrel. It's 22 inches long and it's carbon steel, so you're definitely going to get nice accurate shots every time you fire this firearm. As you can see, we have this hardened plastic material. I don't know if this is Kydex, but it feels kind of durable. It's kind of hard. It feels like a free flow barrel right here, but anyhow, right here you can see you get a nice grip to keep you from getting that muzzle rise when firing. So this definitely comes in handy, this area right here. We're just going to move down to this bolt. The bolt right here is a decent bolt, but like I said, on the come up here, it's kind of stiff. So like when you first purchase this firearm, you're gonna feel when you're bringing it up and bringing it out, it's gonna be kind of tight. So you're gonna have to break her in. It may take a few hundred rounds. I'm on like maybe 220 rounds right now, and it still feels pretty stiff, but not as stiff as it was when I first purchased the firearm. Anyways, to get this bolt out, all you have to do is pull her up, pull her back, and you just want to pull back on the trigger, pull back on this button here, push down, and then slide her right out. And then you can just wipe her down, clean her, send your bore snake down the tube, and you clean out your barrel. And if you want to put it back in, you just want to repeat that process. Just push the button and the trigger down at the same time. You're just going to slide her right in and lock her back into place. And then we're going to move down to this buttstock. Right here, it feels really ergonomic. I'm not going to even lie to you. It feels really good. It feels comfortable, very comfortable. So it's very relaxing. And then right up underneath here is your safety. I'm going to go ahead and turn this to you so you can see it. It's right where it's supposed to be. It's quite comfortable. You just pull her down, put the safety on. Weapon high, you got the red light, little button there, and you can see that the weapon's hot. So I'm just going to put the safety back on, set her back down, and we're going to move down to this buttstock. This buttstock has this rubber thing back here, this rubber pad. Some people don't like the rubber pad on the buttstock because when you run out of ammo, some people just like to hit people with the buttstock, you know, as a weapon as well. But if you're gonna do a lot of shooting, this will come in handy. So it definitely decrease the recoil on your shoulder, and it won't hit you as hard. We're a bit pampered these days, I get it. Back in the day, they used to just have hard plastic or steel back there or wood, whatever it may be. So this rubber thing, it helps. But I mean, like I said, some people don't like it, but some people do. I happen to like it. I'm not going to war. I'm just shooting at the range and hunting. All right, that being said, we're gonna move up to the scope. I'm going to pop this off for you. Comes with these covers. Take them off. This right here is your Bushnell scope here. It's a 3x9 by 40. It has a nice clear glass, so you can see through it with no problem. It only has the crosshairs, but like I said, once you get it on target, it's easy to hit. And it's 3x9, so you can zoom it in all the way to 9x, and that's definitely great quality. And you can focus it up if you need be. And here you just have your two caps. You just twist these off like so, and it tell you, it has directions on which way to turn it. So if you want to turn it left, obviously that's up, right is down, and on this side here, turn it left, and that turn it downward is going left, like so in your crosshairs, if you don't know how to operate crosshairs. We'll go ahead and put those caps back on for you. I didn't even have to zero the scope when I took it out of the box. It said it was already bore sighted, so I wanted to test it out to see if that was true, and it was pretty much true. I didn't have to touch it at all, and I was sitting the target at 50 yards off the rip. So that's definitely a plus. I didn't have to waste no time trying to hit the paper or trying to find a way to hit the paper. It was already hitting the paper from the get. So that's definitely a plus. They bore sighted that for us. And down here underneath, you got your box magazine. You just pop it right out. There's a button here. You just push down on it and it slides right out. It feels cheap, but it works. It actually works pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that back up in there. Like I said, it's easy to pull out. You just clamp it in, pop it, load it, and you're ready to go. And right here, you have the ACCUTRIGGER down here below. You just have to push down on this metal piece, and then you can actually get to the trigger. So let me go ahead and lock her down. So you just pull down, and once that metal piece goes back, she's ready to fire. And you can adjust that trigger as well. You just have to, 2 bolts underneath here. You're gonna have to unscrew them, and you can just pop out all the plastic, and you can just get to the trigger and learn how to adjust that on your own. And I wanna say one thing about this firearm. I was at the range and I was losing my shot, and I thought it was a scope, so I was kind of getting frustrated. But then I took a look at it, and these 2 bolts that I just showed you underneath the firearm right here and there, they come loose. They came loose. So you might want to pay attention to that if your shot is hitting direct center, and then all of a sudden it starts going up, 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 and up. It may not be the scope. It may be that the barrel's coming loose. So you're gonna have to tighten up those 2 bolts on the bottom, and then you can get your shot back. So just make sure those are tight before you hit the range. You probably won't have that problem. But that being said, this right here is your Access 2 XP Savage. It's 308. It's a damn good gun. It's $350 cheaper than dirt. Thanks for watching.